Good morning, everyone. Well, I guess it's almost afternoon, but in my mind, it's still morning time. So come on in and let me know where you're coming from. And we are going to go ahead and get started with the whole face today, okay? We are doing everything from the ground up, including the primer I just put on. Yes, Taylor, we're doing purple. Hey, Sheila, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Oh, I saw a little Jade on here. Best support premiere ever. Hey, Jade. So yeah, we are doing everything today, okay? I was gonna go ahead and do my makeup, like my base makeup off camera, but I just decided, why not? I got all day. So I've got my primer on. Always prime. But a little trick that I've been doing, just because the pores underneath, like right in here, and then right on here, they become really visible. So this is kind of just a little trick that I do just to kind of make the pores kind of disappear, just minimize them however I can. Love you, bye. So I take some of our eye primer, the new formula, okay? I used to do this with the old formula too and mix it into my concealer, but with this new formula, I absolutely love putting it on before I do anything. So I do my regular primer all over, and then I do this stuff, okay? And then I put a little on my nose. Like, if you guys see me in person, my pores on my nose probably scream out at you like, hey, like they totally wave at you and say hello. So, are you guys commenting? I hope I'm seeing your comments. I was seeing comments before, but then I stopped seeing comments. So hopefully it still works. Yesterday we had some technical difficulties on my team page live. So say hello, comment below if you're talking. Comment something below so that I know that that I can see your comments. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, let's swipe and swipe. There we go. I see Taylor's. Okay, you guys are just being quiet today. You're just waking up. Okay, we're good. We're golden. So, good morning, Bree. Good morning, Hannah. Or good afternoon. So yeah, just kind of put that stuff right here. Wherever you need to minimize your pores. That's where you're going to put it, okay? Where in the world is Carmen? There it is. It was hiding behind my computer. So we're working on getting back to like normal life after the trip and everything. So my husband was awesome enough that he is going to get Grayson from school so that I can do my makeup. They're going to go to the grocery store and do their thing while I do my thing, because I got a lot of work to catch up on. So that's why I get to hang out with you and do the whole mamma jamma with you guys. I'm not doing the look that you posted, but I am doing purples. I created a beautiful little palette that I think is going to be absolutely gorgeous. So that is what we are going to be doing today. That look was a little intense for me, girl. You know that's a little too Saturday night for my Wednesday. Oh, I just missed a comment. Well, it's 8 a.m. there. Lord have mercy. At least it's like afternoon here. It's like 11 o'clock here. So yeah. And I'm sitting a little higher today. I was too lazy to bring my actual computer chair over here. So I actually just am using the chair that I use for my makeovers. So if you notice a little difference, it's because I'm sitting up a little higher. And let me move my light over this way a little. There we go. So if you're wondering why you can see the reflection of my kitchen today and you can't normally see that, that is why. Oh, filling up the combine. That is our little farming bad booty chick. Hardest worker ever. She works her butt off 14-hour days out in the field. Is that what you've been working? Hardest worker, still slaying it with her business. She's amazing. Katie freaking Lewis. Okay, concealer time. As you can tell, I have not caught up on my water consumption. I have not caught up on sleep. And I'm a little droopier than normal. That's what happens when I don't drink enough water as I'm drinking my pop. Okay. And I still mix a little bit. 12 to 14 hours. That is insane, girl. And here I am talking about how tired I am. I have no room to talk about tired because I'm sure you are dead to the world. Yes, I'm drinking my Coke as I'm talking about how I should really drink more water. It's crazy, I know. Okay, blending buds will be your BFFs if you've never used them. I had never used them before, and now I can't live without them. And I actually love spraying them with my setting spray. It just helps everything melt right into the skin. Just meshes right in there. And it just makes it so much easier to blend. It just makes it softer. Hey, pretty lady. I was actually going to reach out to you today. It's time to talk goals, Bia. Time to talk goals. Reaching out to all of you ladies to figure out what we are going to do these last 2 months of the year. So yeah, if you're not using a blending bud and you feel like you're not getting the coverage that you want, or you just feel like you need something different, try a sponge, try a blending bud. And I say blending bud, not sponge, because if you're just gonna use one of those store-bought ones, you're gonna waste your product. So be smart about what you use, okay? Your tools are important. Más importante. I came back wanting to speak Spanish to everyone. I went there and everyone would say hola to you and they would speak in Spanish and you just kind of pick it up. And then by the time I left, I was trying to say hola and gracias and everything to everyone around me. Apparently not everyone in Ohio speaks Spanish. Okay. So what you're seeing me do right now is like my basic everyday routine. There is not a day that goes by that I cannot go without highlighting and contouring. I have to. I absolutely have to. I look so naked and so dead without my highlight and contour. And actually let me zoom in a little so you guys can see a little bit better. So yeah, under here, I make that upside down triangle. I bring it up in here. And a lot of it depends on your facial shape. So you may not need it on your forehead if you have a really small forehead. So it really just depends. I love it on the bridge of my nose. I love it on my chin. And just recently I started kind of going right up in here so that it kind of defines this portion of my face. So when we go in to contour it, it just kind of gives a little bit more shape. So yeah, that's the jam. We're done. Call it a day. No, I wish. I wish I could be that quick at getting ready, but I can if I have to be, but I don't have to be. I'm just gonna use the excess that's on here. Okay, so let's see. No, I'll just go, hey Shay, hey. We will just go in order of what I normally do. And here's another little thing that I just started trying recently. Here, hold on, let me make sure my light's up all the way. Yeah, it is, okay. Just recently I started using my sponge. Oh, I'm sorry, babe. Migraines are the worst. I don't get them as often. My sister and my mom get them all the time. I'm lucky enough that I don't get horrible migraines, but when I do get migraines, I'm dead to the world. Hey, Laura. So I just recently started playing around with using my blending bud for my setting powder too. So because we have this mesh net in there, you kind of have to like really like wiggle it down in there and push it, especially if you want to like bake with it. I attempted to take off this little lid yesterday and I was not successful with my nails. So I just kind of make sure that all the product is flat in the bottom, and I just go in and get all that setting powder right onto the sponge. So I can just go in and boom, look at that. It just makes everything melt, keeps everything in place, sets everything. This stuff is my jam. And I had never used a setting powder in my life before. I swear by this stuff. Yes, you're welcome. Is that yellow or neutral? The setting powder is actually translucent. There is no color whatsoever to it. No color. But because I'm using it on the sponge that I had my my concealer on, it may have a little bit of a hue. But the powder itself is translucent. It's not neutral, it's not colored, nada. Whatever you put it over top of, that's what it's gonna take the color of, okay? So like a lot of times I used to contour highlight with like a foundation powder, and the foundation powders have pigments. So whatever color you put on, that's what, oh, my cat just ran by the window really fast. So you're at the mercy of whatever color you use. Translucent setting powders, you don't have to worry about that. And you don't have that light kickback. That, like, if you work in photography at all, you know that like certain setting powders, they have like that flashback where like when the flash goes off and it hits it, it like bounces off of it and you can see exactly where all that powder is. It doesn't have that flashback. So that's a little perk if you are into that kind of thing. Jeez, my cat has gone crazy outside. And now, time to contour. Gotta chisel the cheeks. Yes, girl. I will beat your butt. No, I'm just kidding. But really, don't do it. Yes, Laura, it is the best thing ever. And coming from someone who had never used one before, I was like, how in the world have I never used this in my life? Hey, Sydney. It's like a blessing. It's amazing. Because I've kind of just learned makeup along the way. And now I am starting to understand why my makeup didn't look the way I wanted it to before. Because I wasn't using the right products in the right places at the right times. There's a reason that there's so many products to choose from, because certain things shouldn't go in certain places, okay? So if you are wanting to maintain your highlight and contour, use a translucent setting powder, okay? I promise you this. That way you won't lose the brightness of that highlight that you really, really want. Oh my goodness. The spray is awesome too, and I actually use the spray. I use both of them. Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, I use both of them, and I can't live without both of them for their own purposes and their own awesome reasons. So this is Sunset. This is the lightest of our bronzers. And I like using this one for my contour because, as you can see, I can build it to get the level of intensity that I want. Whereas if I were to go in like balls to the wall with like Hermosa or Malibu, I'd be blending it. Whereas I can kind of build this on, okay? And then I'm just gonna go back with a little bit of setting powder just to kind of freshen up right here. Girl, you are missing out. What rock have you been living under, girl? It is amazing. Seriously, you need it in your life. Like yesterday. Okay. Alrighty. moving on, moving right along. We're almost to the eyes, which is what I'm most excited about. The eyes are what I'm excited about because you guys have been begging for purples for weeks. And I was so caught up in doing Halloween looks that I haven't gotten around to purples. So I created a special palette just for you guys, including a splurge cream shadow that is going to help just give some extra bang. Let's get some primer on my eyes. And while the primer sits, we'll get my brows going. So yesterday I used one of, hey girl, Joellen, we had so much fun. So much fun. I loved it. I was excited to come back, but I do miss being around everyone. I think that's the biggest thing. So I was excited to be back with my babies, but still missing the scenery. And we came back to cold weather. It is cold. Like literally froze my butt off at football practice last night. Like I was under 2 blankets. I was bundled. I'm just not good in the cold, first of all. And then after you've been in like hot weather, it's torture. It was horrible. Rough life, I'm telling you. Okay, so yesterday I actually used Marvelous, one of our loose pigment or our pressed pigments for my brows, and completely loved it. So I actually busted out that color again. I know, Grace, it's horrible. It's like you can leave, like when we left, it was, I think while we were gone, actually, it was like 60s, like sometimes like high of like 67, sometimes 50s, but then we got back and it's like, oh, Lord have mercy. This is freaking cold. All right, where's my spoolie? I need my spoolie. I may even zoom in a little bit more for you guys too, just because it's the brows. So I will zoom in for you guys, but you cannot judge me because I really need to wax my brows. It's pretty bad and I'm pretty embarrassed, but I've been too lazy to wax them. So if I zoom in for this portion, you have to be nice and you have to give me some grace, okay? What did I use for makeup while I was there? Most nights when we went out, I think I did BB cream and bronzer and setting powder. Or no, for pool days, I think I used BB cream. And then for like when we went out and everything, I did my satin liquid foundation. Oh, here. I may have to lower you guys a little bit for this portion. Sorry, don't want to make you dizzy. I just need to be able to look in my mirror and still have you guys able to see me. But yeah, look at this. Look at that, guys. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Horrendous. Okay, I'll lift my thing up for you guys. So this is Marvelous. Now the cool thing about when you haven't really shaped your brows or cleaned up, you've got a little bit more leeway as far as the shape that you want to do. So I'm just kind of getting the outline of where I want everything, making sure everything's connected. And I did spray my brush with setting spray. Anytime that you want more pigmentation or you want anything like a little bit more intensity or even just a little bit more control, I feel like you have more control over powders when you have a little bit of that moisture on it. So it just gives me a little bit more of that control, okay? So you guys know that I go back and forth about what products I use in certain places, and I get attached to certain products and using them a certain way. So lately, this has been, you got a unibrow. I have a wax pot at home, and I just get too lazy that that I don't feel like getting the wax pot out. And so that's where I am right now. Joellen, I like doing the BB creams for beach or pool days just because it has that natural SPF in it. But it just depends, like, cause when I go to the pool and stuff, I don't want like full makeup, like all completely done up. So that is why I opt for BB cream. But then at night, I want something a little bit more. So that's why I kind of bring both and then kind of like go back and forth. So now I'm just extending that brow a little bit and just kind of creating a little bit of that feather. I haven't dipped my brush again. I'm just kind of using whatever's left on here to kind of just like fade it out. Hey Lex, hello. Yeah, you can give her the rundown on everything. But yeah, it just depends on what you have planned. Like if you're gonna be like out in the sun a lot or like at the pool, do something a little low maintenance is kind of my thing. Low maintenance. Okay. There we go. And then I take my little spoolie, my little buddy, and I go up, down, sideways, back and forth, all over the place, just to kind of fade everything out, soften it. And I may actually dip and just kind of get some of those little hair strokes in there. That's why I love this brush. It's so fine and so precise that I can actually go in and create strokes. Like that's my favorite, and it's a really good line. And I got a mosquito bite. Oh, they had these mosquitoes there that like all of a sudden, like you wouldn't even see them coming, you wouldn't even feel them coming. All of a sudden you got bites all over. So you wouldn't even know that they were there, and then boom, you got bit. Okay. Just spritzed my brush real quick again. And then once we're done with this, I'm zooming out because I don't like my face being all up in your business like that. Peppermint oil. I don't know if I have any more peppermint oil, to be honest. Yep. I did, but I don't know if I still do. Let's just get that outline. Get it where you want it. And then fill it in. And then you can go back around. Joellen, actually, I brought my Z palette that has like all my pressed pigments in it, and that way I could just play around with whatever. So the Z palette makes it a lot easier for me to travel because then I don't have to like pick and choose what I want to bring, and I also don't have to bring like 500 different palettes. So it actually makes it really, really nice, and I'm glad that I finally like put all my stuff in one place, because the one collection bag that I have, it was actually able to fit not only the Z palette with all my pigments, but all my face products too. So I had one bag with brushes and lips, and then one bag with just my products. So it made it kind of nice. And I bring all that on my carry-on. Yes, I brought the Z palette and it just made it so much easier. But yeah, I bring it on my carry-on, and then I put my setting spray in my checked bag, just because it's bigger than the 3 ounces or whatever. Okay. So there's our brows. Now we're just gonna kind of zoop, zoop, zoop. Hey, Jenny. Hey, girl. Actually, let's touch up a little bit right here. Let's do some of those hair strokes. Okay. And then you can even go in with some concealer if you want to in here. Or sometimes I just take my brush and kind of just clean it up. All right, time to zoom back out, guys. Sorry. I don't like you being all up in my space. All right, I'll zoom in a little bit. That way you guys can see. All right, are we ready? Are we ready for some purple? Give me some hearts. Give me some emojis if you are ready for purple. Are you guys ready to see this? This is the palette that I have built for you guys for today's look. Got some black, obviously, so we can take it to the next level. Got some shimmers, got some satins, and then I also have some splurge cream shadow in Rapturous so that we can have some fun there too. So I'm really excited because I have not used this color a whole lot. It took me about an hour. And I mean, I kind of did, like I would start it and then I'd answer messages and then I'd start it. So if you are like sitting down and actually like taking time to do it, it may go a little bit faster for you, but it wasn't too horribly long. So yeah. But yeah, I was able to, here, let me actually grab that collection bag for you and show you. So basically, this bag, I was able to fit all of my goodies in. I just kind of, it was almost like the Z palette was like a divider. Yes, the extra large fits them all. And then I just used this bag for my brushes, my sponges, and my lip products. So yeah, that's all I traveled with. So if you're strategic with how you pack and which products you bring, it is going to make your life easier. Plus, Joella, do you have palette 1? If you have palette 1, you can actually highlight and contour with that palette. So it kind of makes it multi-purpose so that you don't have to pack a bunch of other products too. So yeah, just a little side note. All right, I'm actually going to spray all that stuff in place, let it melt. Stuff is amazing. You need it. Alrighty. We are going to start out with this. Okay, you have all the palettes. Yeah. If you're not going to depod your palettes and actually put them into a Z palette, I would make sure that you bring palette 1 just because you can do so much stuff with it. Hey, Shanita. All right. When it comes to dark pigmented cream shadows, especially this color, I like to use the Deluxe brush. That way I can get a little bit more blendability. It's not so harsh. So just kind of wiggle it around in there, get some of that product on there. And we are going to just go ahead and start wiggling it around. Okay. If I were to go in with the actual cream shadow brush, you're going to get a very, very, very intense look. December, here, let me grab it and show it to you. So the Z palette is something that I got off of Amazon. It's these. So like for the addiction palettes, I was able to take them all out of their casing and put them all in here so that I have everything in there, okay? So it's got this little plastic case and they're magnetic. So everything that I need all in one spot. But then we launched the pressed pigments. So I was able to, I have 24 of them fit in here. There's 25 colors. So I had all of my colors in here so that I could just take this with me and be done. That's all I needed. So much options. There's so many options, I should say. So much options isn't proper English, right? So here's Rapturous. And this is actually going to be a more intense look probably than most of mine just because this is going to be the transition shade and that black is going to be our darkest shade. So we are actually going to build some delicious purpleness. I know, right? I want to say that if you get strategic with it, you may be able to like wiggle them all in there, but I haven't figured it out yet. Hey Dana, hello babe. So yeah, rapturous. We're gonna halo it over, get a little bit of that right over here. But this is going to be our transition. Now I am actually going to cover that up. I actually decided not to put the green in there. The green that I did on my look yesterday, because like I said, I always say that I don't look good in green or that I don't like green, and then I really actually do. So green was the odd man out. Green is the one that I keep in its own little single pod, but now I kind of feel like green should be in there. I feel like it deserves a spot after yesterday's look. It deserves a spot. It's hard. It's a hard choice. It really is. Alrighty. Now I'm going to grab one of my smaller crease brushes. I'm going to use this one, which is actually a non-unique one. But it's a nice size, but we're gonna do this one. Yes, I never do green. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be wild and crazy for them. I'm gonna do something super cool that I haven't done before. And I ended up absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. So now it just made my choice even harder as far as what does belong in there and what doesn't. So this is that gorgeous, shimmery, I want to say its name is Credulous. I may have to pop it out to find out. I'm still learning the names of these guys. Yes, Credulous. So this is Credulous. Yeah, I have green eyes, so I've kind of just always like stayed away from green. Like I go more for like complementary colors and like things that will really accent it. Hey Carletta, but to my surprise, it actually looks really bomb, green on green. So there's that. And as we get towards the end, we'll actually kind of swoop down a little bit. Is that really how you started watching me? Because we both have green eyes. Hashtag green eyes unite. Yeah, mine are more hazel. I'm with you on that one, Misty. Sometimes they're more green, sometimes they're more brown. You never know. All right. Now I'm gonna take cream shadow brush and use it not on cream shadow. Yeah, so there's where we are. That's awesome. It's always so cool to see how people come across my page. Like one girl on my team, she just happened, I don't even know how, like she just happened to find me and was watching my video and wanted the new mascara before it launched, and so she decided to join so she could get it early. And it's just funny how Facebook just connects everyone. And here, you just saw that I had green eyes, so you started watching me. Okay, so now we're doing some of this like super like lilac-y purple. And we're just gonna kind of pack it on. Here's the color that I'm talking about right here. It's like very like lilac-y, periwinkly, which isn't normally a shade of purple that I gravitate towards. I gravitate more towards like the deep purples, even more so the shimmery purples than like the light, like lilac-y, like shimmery ones. Yes, Facebook is good for something. As much as I say that they drive me crazy. Yes, this is crafty. As much as they drive me crazy sometimes with all their rules and the no music and everything, I love Facebook. I love social media. I love its ability to connect people and bring people together. Its ability to impact the masses. Facebook is really good. I do. Facebook's my jam. Facebook is my love. All right. Now I'm just going to take one of my fluffy brushes. I don't have anything on it. This is the Unique blending brush. And I am basically just kind of shifting back and forth. Yes. Girl, I'm telling you. See, yesterday you wanted the greens. Now you need the purples. This is where the Y Cash comes in handy, Angie. So you can just buy them all and put them all into a Z palette and have everything all together. That way you can kind of mix and match what mood you're feeling, because the possibilities with these palettes are endless. Like, you can do so many different combinations. And if I were good at math, I would tell you like just how many combinations you could do, but I don't know how to do that. I'm not good with numbers at all. Yes, do it, girl. It hasn't even started. So if you started working your business now, started getting that momentum, getting that locomotive train going, you could totally be in Cancun next year with us. Completely. Completely. Alrighty. What brush do I want to use for this portion? Where's my crease brush? Okay, this is where we're gonna add some pizzazz to it with that black. Black scares a lot of people, but black also completely changes the look. Angie, Cancun is next October. That's our next incentive trip. So that, usually the earning period starts in January. So I have been getting my girls pumped up to start running now. Like this month counted towards it. Because once you get that momentum going, can't stop the feeling. Can't stop the freight train. The Boss Babes train. So we are just using some of this black to make a nice, bold pop of a statement. To make it totally badassery. Girl, you could do it as a pink. You could do it at pink. You could do it at blue. We had girls that started halfway through the earnings period and still earned it. Like, it's not just for like green and above. Like, if you hustle, anyone can get there. Because it's not just off of PRS point or personal sales. It goes by so many different things. Thank you, Misty. It goes off of so many things, but it's not just for green. Not just for green, not just for black. Like, I was asking tons of people on the trip and everything. Like, when did you start in the earning period, and like, what status were you when you started? Like, there was a decent amount. I'll have to show you the numbers. There was a decent amount of pink and blues that were there this year. It was amazing. Yes, Caitlin, yes. Yes. Joellen, it goes off of, they change it all the time, but usually it's like personal sales. It's off of like your promotions. Oh yeah, it can be done off of your like first time promotions. The girls that you sponsor, like if they promote to like pink and above for the first time, you get points. And then corporate always likes to throw in like little surprise like bonus points and stuff. So you never know. Like, towards the end of last year, they did like double like personal sales points. So like a lot of girls, had they kept pushing, they completely could have been there. But they threw in the towel. So I just spritzed my brush with setting spray. And I'm putting some of that, oh, what is it? I forget the name of the color already. Gosh darn it. Let me see. It's going to drive me crazy if I don't know the name of the color. Trusting. Trusting is actually one that comes in the new presenters kit. I should remember that. So this is Trusting. Yes, Angie, you do get paid for, or not paid. Well, you do get paid. You have your paid as status. So your paid as status actually earns you points too. Okay. So we're gonna pop that on there, pop some purple. I'm telling you, we're making it rain purple. Purples and blacks and purples, oh my. Okay, let's see, let me see if how I like the purple up here. The Trusting color. Yeah, it all depends on how they have it set up this year, but it is completely attainable, even if you are yellow, pink, blue, even like fresh green. It's totally doable. I mean, obviously, the higher you rank, it gets a little bit easier because you're earning more points for certain things, but it still takes work. We had some of our leaders that earned it like the second month. The 1 year, Melanie Hill earned it like off of her personal sales alone, like just a couple months in. It was insane. Freaking-sane. All right, we are going to tight line with some black up above, and then I'm gonna use some purple, of course, right? Have to do purple. We're gonna do some purple, which is Purposeful. This is super gorgeous. You do have to pay for your airfare, yes. Which is kind of why I'm excited about Cancun, is because it's inexpensive to get airfare to Cancun from most places. So yeah, Purposeful is like this like metallic-y, shimmery purple. You'll see me use it a lot on my lips, actually, because I can and because it looks bomb. Thank you, Alexia. Let me throw some mascara on it for some pop. And then for those of you that are just tuning in and late to the party, you get to watch us recreate it on the other side. So don't worry. I got you covered, boo-boo. I got you covered. There's some, oh, I didn't grab the fibers. Darn it. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah, like this year to get to Punta Cana, depending on when you bought your tickets, was a big factor. But it was so worth it because going on a cruise or going to an all-inclusive resort over like a cruise, so much more fun. So much more fun. Seal this in. Oh. And can we talk about this cute little headband that I got? We went to Dick's today because my son's football practices have been freaking cold. And we're going to the Battle of Rocky Top in November. So it's going to be cold, cold, cold for football. And I got it was on clearance for $8.97. And then I got some extra off too. Super, super, super cute. So yeah, there is that eye. There is our purple eye. And I'm actually going to put a little bit of brow gel in here. Just for some little hold. A little extra hold. Thank you. Yeah, I just happened to see it and picked it up and saw the clearance tag and was like, heck yeah, of course I will. Don't have to twist my arm on that one, Carrie Underwood. I am all about finding good deals. So when I find expensive Carrie Underwood stuff on clearance, I'm like, oh, yeah, yes, please. Okay, so there is our eye that we did. Actually, I'm going to swoop a little bit of this purple under here. Me too. They have so many of her swimsuits right now on clearance. So if you need a swimsuit for your trip to Florida, Joellen, I would go to Dick's because they have tons, and at least ours did. They had tons and tons of Carrie Underwood clearanced. So I almost did, and I was like, well, pool's about to close. Like, I have a lot of swimsuits right now, so I don't really need one, but it was calling my name. Well, go today, go. Actually, Elizabeth, we are going to be doing it on this side now, so you get to see in action, but we are using some Rapturous Cream Shadow. We're using this palette that I built. You got Legendary, you've got Credulous, you've got Crafty, and you've got Trusting. Boom! Did it. Did it. And here, a little off topic for a second. I saw in one of the fashion magazines recently that highlighting your cheekbone with a lavender color is the new in highlighter. So this Trusting color is perfect highlighter. It's got that lavender hue to it. Just a little soft lavender. Nothing wild and crazy, nothing too intense. Just a little something, something. I like to put a little right there, and a little right there, and a little on these side bones. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do it again. Love Deluxe brush with my cream shadows. Gives you way more control. So just kind of bebop it in there, bounce it around. And then you're just gonna kind of start building that color on. So you're gonna notice that you have way more control over the blendability of the product when you're using a fluffier brush versus, where I put my cream, versus the actual cream shadow brush itself. So I use my cream shadow brushes a lot for like concealer, lips, even powder, pressed powders. So I'm a little backwards and use my stuff for all kinds of different stuff. Stuff that's normally not probably for, but whatever. So we're just gonna kind of move it around, get it nice and blended, kind of bring it down into the inner corner, just because it's kind of like a halo. Kind of like a halo look. Like a modified halo. So there's that. No, I used to never do eye looks because I wasn't confident in my eye looks. I didn't know where to put products. I didn't know what color combos to do. I really didn't like doing eyes. And eyes are pretty much all I do now. Like, There's not a lot of lives where I do my face or my full face on it. Like today, you guys got lucky. I did the whole thing. But a lot of times I will come on prepped and ready to go and only do eyes. But yes, my eye colors used to be very, very, very minimal. I use one, maybe two colors. And that had a lot to do with it. I feel like to build eye looks, you need some colors. 3 to 4 colors is good. 5 makes it a lot more fun, a lot more exciting. But yeah, I used to never do eyes ever. But I started playing around with it. I watched some videos. I got some good brushes. And I grew some confidence. So yeah, here we are. Big difference. Big difference. I feel like I actually know there's one video that I watched of another presenter, and she did the halo eye technique. And I watched it and I did it myself. I did it for the first time ever live, and it turned out amazing. And from that point on, once I understood where I was putting different products and why and what brushes to use and the whole concept of the halo eye, I started mixing up eye combinations, and that was a huge turning point in my eye looks. It is for sure all about the brushes. Once I got some fluffy crease brushes, total game changer. It changed everything. Because I mean, I had this particular brush for a long time and never used it because I didn't think I needed to, because it was fluffy, and I didn't think I needed fluffy. Oh, you need fluffy. You need fluffy. Give me all the fluffies ever known to man. But yeah, total difference. And now I look back at like the eye looks that I used to do and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that I actually sold products. But you grow. That's how you learn, is you do it and you grow, and people come to you because you're a normal everyday person like they are. Like, people came to me and purchased from me because I was just like them. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was kind of doing it, and I was excited and I was passionate. It wasn't necessarily about my skill. It was just that I was super excited and loved what I did. But now I get to have a lot of fun because I feel like I'm good at it. Like, I'm not like a Instagram makeup artist, but I feel like I'm good at it. I feel like I know what I'm doing some days. Some days, not so much. Some days you guys have me try all kinds of crazy stuff, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know. Alrighty. Here we go. And this is the cream shadow brush with that crafty, I think it's a satiny color. I think it's got a little bit of a shimmer. I think the same about my brows. Yes. I didn't wear my brows a lot when we were on our trip, and I just was like, oh my gosh, Megan, like, put some brows on. Like, it's like when you need to put like clothes on and you're like, put some clothes on. That's how I feel with my brows. Like, girl, put some brows on. Donna, a lot of my brushes are unique, but a lot of mine are Morphe brushes. I feel like I'm cheating on Unique when I use Morphe brushes, but a lot of the brushes that I use from Morphe are brushes that Unique doesn't have yet. So that's my excuse. And I'm sticking to it. So yeah, Morphe brushes are, like, pretty much all the fluffy brushes that I use are all Morphe. Except for that one that I used today for that shimmery purple. That was a Jane Iredale brush. And that's just because I used to work in a salon that sold Jane Iredale. So I just happen to have that brush. And I love that brush. And now we're just going to add that black on. What did I use before Unique Makeup? I used to use Avon. I did. I did not spend a lot of money on my makeup at all. And if you look back at pictures, you can tell that I didn't spend a lot of money on makeup. I didn't really know much about makeup. I didn't know like anything, and honestly, I couldn't justify spending the extra money. We were at a point where money was very, very tight, and I felt very, very guilty spending my husband's hard-earned money to buy makeup. So I just stuck with Avon, and I waited till they had like 99-cent sales and would stock up on stuff. And yeah, that's just kind of where I started, and here I am. Thank you, Joellen. Yes, that is the link of where to get those brushes. And I love them. There's a lot of them, so I may have to post a picture and the numbers of my favorite brushes, because there's a lot of brushes. A lot of brushes. Lots and lots and lots. Of all shapes and sizes. Okay. I'm just going to blend out some of that black. So you can make this as intense or as subtle as you want. But I don't always do intense, so I was kind of feeling the itch to do some intense for you guys. Because it's hump day, it just kind of felt like the right thing to do. And now we're going to pat on some of that trusting, shimmery, delicious goodness. Yeah, baby. We, on vacation, we went to this hibachi, and our little hibachi man, I don't know if like they call themselves servers or if they have like a hibachi name or whatever, but after everything he would do, he'd be like, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. So that just kind of reminded me of him. There we go. Kind of pat it on. If you want a really intense pigment, don't swish it all over the place. Just kind of pat it. Just kind of pat it lightly into place. And then I am just taking this brush that has nothing on it and just kind of swishing it back and forth. It's going to help just kind of blend, soften, all that stuff. And we will actually bring up this purple just a smidgen so that when I open my eye, you can see that pigmentation popping through. That's the biggest thing, is I have hooded eyes, so I need that pigmentation to pop through when I open my eyes. Okay. And then a little bit under here. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm the type of person where if I have to be somewhere and I need to look presentable, I wake up at like the crack of dawn to make sure that I'm not like rushed and I have the time for it. There's the people that will wake up early to be presentable and on time, and then there's the people that would rather like sleep in, throw it all together, and then be gone. So I'm that first person where if I have to be somewhere and need to look good, I'm up and sleepy at the crack of dawn. And then I'm bright-eyed and ready to go. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So like when we have our early morning football games, like I'm up at the crack of dawn. Like I'll even set my alarm at like 4:35 in the morning if I have to. I'm up. I got my makeup on. I'm all done. Yeah. I wake up early for my makeup. because I feel better about myself if I know that I wasn't rushed and I didn't have to cut corners. I don't like cutting corners when it comes to my makeup. I know, that's really early, isn't it? Yeah. Especially because all of our 9 a.m. games are away games. So like some of them we have to drive like across freaking town. Luckily we don't have any more away games. But yeah. I am that person. But then there's days where I am just like taking Grayson to and from school, where I look like a total homeless bum. Like where I don't even wash my hair. I don't have anything on. So I have it's all about balance. I balance it out. It's all about having those days where you look like a total homeless person too. So some days I look fab and put together, and then other days I look like all right, now last but not least, oops, we are going to put a little bit of some color down under here just to kind of smoke it out. Right along that lash line. And just kind of bring it up to meet the other part. And then we're going to throw some mascara on it and do some lips. You're the only woman. Oh, goodness. Yeah. That probably makes it a little bit easier. So it's not like you have to like force yourself to like be put together. Like the guys probably don't mind. But yeah. The days that I don't go live or don't do my makeup, I feel like I'm letting you guys down. Like I see other people going live on the days that I decide not to go live, and I'm like, oh man, I really should go live. They're making me look bad. But there are a lot of days where I don't do jack on my face. Okay. Let's set this. Yeah, that is true, Joelle, and they don't know the difference between good and bad, so you could just slap that on and call it a day. And I just realized I didn't put any mascara on the bottom. Yes, Donna, I will actually take a picture after I'm done of the brushes and post it in this link. That way everyone has access to it. But yeah, okay. Now, if you live in a cold weather climate and you experience chapped lips in the winter, you need a lip exfoliator. This stuff is going to be the biggest lifesaver of the winter. My lips get so freaking chapped, it's insane. And it tastes delicious. Sugar scrub just gets all that dead skin off. Just keeps your lips looking good. Throw some lip bonbon over top of it for some shea butter, just to keep it moisturized. You like that? Fancy pants today, huh? So we're just gonna set it with a nude lip, okay? We don't want the lips to steal the show. So we're gonna do a nice, cool, neutral lip. And with that exfoliator, like underneath it, it gives a little bit of a sheen. So instead of being like a matte finish, it's got just a little bit of kind of like that glossy feel. So there is our Purple Rain look from today. Oh, and we can't forget about this baby. This baby had had a role in it too. So that is our happy hump day purple rain look. And I'm not gonna lie, I love it too. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun, pretty fun. So if you liked what you saw, click the little share button, share it with your people, spread the love. If you have any questions, let me know. I will take a picture of the Morphe brushes for you guys and post it in the comments below once I get off of here. And I'll also post a final look picture with the colors and everything that we used today. So I love you guys. Thank you for spending time with me this morning / afternoon / depending on where in the world you are, evening. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day.